Within an intimate relationship, violence occurs less frequently than other forms of abuse, as represented in this graphic. Let's call it a hierarchy. As you can see, verbal and emotional abuse, along with neglect, which are more prevalent, form the base of the hierarchy. Physical violence is at the top because it occurs in most relationships less frequently. There are many kinds of hierarchies, and within social hierarchies, there are pressures on people at the top to stay there, and there are pressures on people at the bottom to move up. I want to focus attention on the pressure on those at the bottom of the social hierarchy. It's hard at the bottom. As stated earlier, there's suffering on both ends of the hierarchy. On the bottom, there's poverty, instability, uncertainty, violence, frustration, anger, and threats of all sorts. Stress takes its toll on anyone who remains on the bottom too long. Stress can make you feel frustrated and hopeless. It can also make you feel helpless. You can become hopeless that your situation will ever change. In survival mode, who wouldn't want immediate gratification? Who wouldn't want to numb the pain with drugs, alcohol, promiscuity, gambling, and pornography? Who wouldn't want to feel better if just for a moment? In that condition, with that state of mind, you may begin to make decisions that ensure that you remain on the bottom of the hierarchy. Once you become hopeless, it's not difficult to become nihilistic. In order to move up the hierarchy, a sacrifice must be made. But feeling hopeless and/or nihilistic, why would anyone choose to sacrifice, especially when they believe that they don't have anything? Sacrifice. A very important point I want to make is that emotional and verbal abuse, along with neglect, creates the conditions that make physical violence possible. Because you don't consider them as precursors or kindling, you are unable to prevent or control violence from erupting. In my view, violence prevention, like fire prevention, requires that we manage the environment in such a way as to prevent the conditions from becoming ripe for harm. Spontaneous combustion results when the conditions are right. What conditions? According to scientist Robert Sapolsky, the biggest stressors for human beings are low rank, lost status, social isolation, and the inability to discern a real threat from a non-threat. When those major stressors land, either individually or in combination, there's an increased chance of violence occurring, not only in intimate relationships, but also in society. People at the bottom of the social hierarchy suffer and are unhappy. When a person is unhappy, they often use cruelty to make themselves feel better. You don't simply experience unhappiness. You take out your frustrations on those closest to you. After all, what access would you have to those at the top of the hierarchy? Their position ensures that you can't harm them. That's a privilege their social status provides them. Emotional and verbal abuse, along with neglect, serve to kindle violence in a partner. Stress and stressful events can trigger a partner who is emotionally and verbally abusive and neglectful to act violently toward their partner. Violence is inevitable when the conditions are right. Because emotional and verbal abuse, along with neglect, are more prevalent than violence in relationships, I strongly recommend that we work on reducing them in order to reduce and prevent intimate partner violence. Please join us on Saturdays. The link to the group is in the description below. Hit the like button, share this video with others, and subscribe to this YouTube channel. Thank you for watching.